I am sharing 77 of the best free or cheap ways to decorate your home beautifully on a budget.
One of my favorite free and cheap ways to decorate my home is by repurposing items that I already have. I have taken some light fixtures and transformed those into some amazing home decor. I had a fan in my bedroom that I swapped out for a beautiful new chandelier. Instead of throwing this fan away, what I did was I transformed it into a container. I took the bowl of the fan and the decorative pieces, I glued them together, I added a wood base to the bottom, and then I painted it white and transformed it into a beautiful container for a floral arrangement. With a little elbow grease and some creativity, I was able to take something that I could have just thrown away, but I turned it into a piece of home decor that's beautiful in my home and that I can use in so many different ways. I did the same thing with a large pendant light that was in my dining room. It was dark and dated, and so what I did was I swapped it out for something a little fresher and more modern. But again, instead of throwing this light fixture away or donating it, what I did was I repurposed it into a container. The bowl was a great size, and the heavy metal decorative ring around it was a perfect base to hold my bowl in place. And then I added a stunning orchid arrangement to the center of the bowl. Now, I did use this in another way. I took the bowl out of it and I put a mirror over the top of the decorative ring at Christmas time. And then I added a nativity on top of the mirror. This was a fun, unique way to create a distinctive display at Christmas time. So instead of throwing those old light fixtures away, you can reimagine them into some beautiful pieces of home decor. All you need to do is paint them and give them a little bit of love. And now my pieces look expensive, but I hardly spent anything to transform them. You can reimagine all kinds of items in your home. You could use a punch bowl as a container for a floral arrangement. You could use some mismatched mugs to store some pencils or pens or office supplies. You can use some mason jars as vases. If you've burned all the wax out of your candle, you can use an old candle container as a vase, especially when they're beautiful. They are a fantastic item to reimagine. Here is a really fun idea. I have this large drink bucket that I hardly ever use, so I decided to fill it up with flowers. Now I've got fake flowers in right now because it's January, so we're not doing real ones right now. But during the springtime, you could put some real flowers in a beverage tub like this. It could double as a planter. You could put it on your front porch or on your deck, and you wouldn't have to buy anything new. Here's another really fun idea. If you have some containers or vases, especially unique ones like this that are laying around your house and you don't use them very often, what you can do is repurpose them into a cake stand. So mine has a really large opening at the top, and I have used this container for floral arrangements in the past, but I've also used it for a cake stand. All you need to do is take a plate or a large platter and put it over the opening at the top of your container. And now you have a very unique, a very one-of-a-kind piece that you can put on a buffet table. So all you need to do is just rummage through your cabinets and your closet, take stock of the items that you have and reimagine them because it is free. One of my favorite places to find affordable home decor is at my thrift store. Where I live, I have some great options for thrift stores, and they are always so affordable. In fact, I reimagined a beautiful mirror a few weeks back, and this mirror was only $9.99. I also reimagined a wooden bowl that was only $3.99 and a glass bowl that was $6.99. I took these pieces from the thrift store, I painted them, I added some feet to one of the bowls and some beautiful frosted designs to the other one. Now they look so expensive, so high-end, but we kept it so affordable by shopping at the thrift store. If you're not into DIYing, you can still go to find some amazing deals. I found 2 of these Lennox fine bone china plates. This is the vintage jewel collection. And you guys, these plates were only 99 cents a piece. So I did a little sleuthing. I looked online, I typed in what these were, and they came up on the Bloomingdale's website for $62 a piece. You guys, if I would have purchased them from Bloomingdale's, I would have spent over $100 more, and they look so beautiful in my glass fronted cabinets. No one would know that I got these at the thrift store for 99 cents. It will be our secret. Don't tell anybody. But you can find some amazing treasures at your thrift store, and thrift stores typically offer lower prices than traditional retail stores. The majority of the mirrors that I have in my home, I have purchased over the years at my thrift store. The mirror in my dining room, the mirror in my bathroom, the mirror over the fireplace mantle here in my family room, the mirrors that are in my bedroom above the nightstands, and the mirror that's in my formal living room. Every single one of those were from the thrift store, and you guys, I did not spend more than $50 on any one mirror. Were these mirrors in perfect condition when I bought them? No, but with a little bit of cleanup and a fresh coat of paint, these mirrors look so expensive, so luxurious. All it took was a little cleanup to make them look brand new. Shopping at your thrift store can save you so much money, so why not give it a try? Using natural elements in a home is another great way that you can get some decor for free. All you need to do is go on a little nature walk outside. Take your clippers with you and go cut some branches off the trees. One of my favorite things to do is, as the leaves change during the different seasons, go out and cut a couple of branches off your bushes or your trees and use them in some vases to decorate your home. It brings in that seasonal flair, and it didn't cost you any money to do it. I have a beautiful magnolia tree in my yard, but it does drop those seed pods, and so instead of just cleaning them up and throwing them away, one year I thought, you know what, I'm going to spray paint these gold, which I did, and I've been able to incorporate these seed pods into several of my fall centerpieces. If you don't have seed pods from a magnolia tree, you can do the same thing with pine cones. Gather up some pine cones. You could paint them white or silver for Christmas time and add them to your Christmas decor. You can also take advantage of using the flowers from your yard and your garden as well. I have used flowers from my yard in so many different ways. One of my favorite is when I got some apothecary jars. I filled these jars up about halfway with water, and then I placed a few stems of flowers inside of these jars. They looked so beautiful, and I used them as a centerpiece for a party. As you know, buying flowers for a special event or a party can get really expensive, and this did not cost me anything. And if you don't have apothecary jars like I do, you could just put those flowers in a terrarium. You could, of course, put them in a vase. You could repurpose old jars or cans or plant holders. Adding these natural elements to your home can add a freshness and a pop of color to your space. I live about an hour away from the beach, and when we go, we gather shells or driftwood. This is another great way to get some outdoor natural elements to display in your home for free. If you live near the beach or have access to waterfront areas, collect seashells and driftwood to use as decor. You can display them in bowls or use them for DIY wall hangings, wreaths, or simply place them in a jar. This next idea is more for you than it is for me because I do not have a green thumb. But if you do and you love to grow herbs, what you can do is take those herbs, bring them inside, and place them on your counter in your kitchen. That would freshen that space up so beautifully. And then of course, you can use those herbs in your cooking, but also you could use them in a simmer pot, and the natural aroma from those beautiful herbs will make your house smell cozy and inviting. Using natural elements from nature brings a sense of calmness and connection to the outdoors. So get creative and experiment with those natural elements. It's a great way to decorate your home for free. My next idea is to rearrange your furniture. I know that sounds like a simple task, but let me tell you, it makes a huge difference. For instance, in this space, I have 2 chairs. I love these chairs, but they do have higher backs, which block the fireplace. And the color on them is a little bit darker right now. I'm trying to brighten this space up. So I thought I'm gonna switch these out. I'm gonna put them in my husband's office, and then I'm going to bring in 2 other chairs. These chairs have a lower back, and the fabric and the wood is much lighter. What a huge difference this swap made. Now I can see the fireplace so much better, and the lighter fabric brightens up this room. Another furniture swap I made recently was at Christmas time. I brought in a bench. This bench was upstairs. I brought it down, I put it in the foyer, I decorated it, and I simply loved having this bench in the foyer. So when it came time to clean up all of my Christmas decorations, I didn't want to move that bench. I liked it there, so it's there right now, and it's so convenient to have. You can sit down, put your shoes on, take them off. I love this bench in the foyer. Another furniture item that I moved around at Christmas time was 2 chairs. In my living room, I put my giant tree in the center, right in front of the windows, which is where I had the chairs. After I cleaned up all my things at Christmas time, I did not want to move those chairs back. So right now in this space, I simply have 2 sofas on either side, a coffee table in the middle, and 2 end tables. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I may put those chairs back, I may get a different piece of furniture to put in there, and I may just leave it alone. I don't know, but the good thing is that by switching out your furniture, just by moving your furniture pieces around a bit, it can open up your space, it can brighten your space, it can improve traffic flow, it can do a lot of things, and again, this is one of those easy decorating tips that is free. Another place that you can find affordable home decor is on Facebook Marketplace. You can browse through all of the items that they have, you can find pieces that you like, and you can buy them affordably. And the nice thing about Facebook Marketplace is because you're dealing with like a seller one-on-one, sometimes you can negotiate and get those prices down even lower. I purchased my coffee table in my living room on Facebook Marketplace. Recently, I gave it a makeover and I loved the way that it looks, but I was able to purchase it very affordably. You could also set up a furniture swap or a home decor swap between your family and friends. That would be a fun way just to kind of exchange pieces that you have, see how they look in each other's houses, and it wouldn't cost you any extra money. Now, of course, when we are talking about free or cheap, we've got to mention DIY projects. My whole house is a DIY project. I have redone my kitchen. I have done the living room. I've done molding on the wall. I've added chandeliers to rooms. I've built fireplaces. I've done so many things to upgrade my home. By doing these projects myself, I saved tens of thousands of dollars. Now, if you're not into big room transformations, you can still DIY home decor pieces. I do that every single week for you guys. We DIY flower arrangements, accessories, trays, you name it, we do it. And we do it affordably. I've got a lot of step-by-step tutorials on gorgeous home decor pieces that you can follow and create your own. By doing it yourself, you can save yourself so much money, and I love that you can customize it as well. You can customize it to your own taste, your own color scheme, your own style, which will give you a unique piece that is specifically for you. Another upgrade that you can make to your home very affordably is with paint. You can get a gallon of paint and transform a room. I've done this in a few areas of my home and it made the space feel so much lighter and brighter. It didn't cost me very much money and it was extremely easy to do. Let's start off by scouring the clearance section at Hobby Lobby. I love shopping in the clearance section. It's one of the best places to find inexpensive home decor. I found a black ceramic container with a wooden lid. Right now, this container is pretty nondescript and it's got a whole bunch of scratches around the outside. But I can definitely overlook these flaws because of the price, which was only $3.24. First, we are going to make a quick color swap. It's black right now, but I need a neutral backdrop because we are going to put a vibrant pop of color on our container in just a bit. I'm going to spray it in some white gloss Rust-Oleum spray paint. Once the bottom and the sides were coated in the paint, I let it dry for an hour. Then I flipped it over. I painted the inside of the container and did one more coat around the outside. Then I let it dry for an additional hour. I wanted a vibrant yet elegant design to put on the outside. And one of my favorite places to shop for unique patterns and colors is in the gift section. I found the prettiest bag at HomeGoods in shades of pink with pops of purple. I love the floral design. It's a 3-pack of gift bags and it was only $5.99. Gift bags like these are fantastic, but you could also use wrapping paper or scrapbook paper or contact paper. Any of those options would work for this project. I'm going to unfold this bag by separating the bag at the seams and then pull out the bottom cardboard that gives the bag stability. Then I tear it apart, the seams at the bottom, so I can flatten this gift bag out. So what I'm going to do is get my self-healing mat out, my rotary cutter, and a ruler. I'm going to measure the size that I need that will go around the outside of my ceramic container. Now that everything's ready, I'm going to get my Mod Podge and a sponge brush. I added a lot of Mod Podge around the outside of my container. I brushed the Mod Podge on the outside surface. I made sure the entire outside of the container was covered in the Mod Podge. Next, I took my rectangular segment of gift bag. I placed it in the Mod Podge. I pressed it firmly to the container. I went all the way around the container, pressing the paper firmly as I went so it would be nice and smooth. Next, I added a top layer of Mod Podge. I added a liberal amount to make sure that the entire surface was covered in the Mod Podge. Once the top layer had been brushed on, I let the Mod Podge dry for 3 hours. I wanted to spruce up the wooden lid as well, so I took that lid, I flipped it upside down and put it on a corner of the bag. I got a pencil and I traced around the lid to get a perfect size circle. Then I got my scissors and I cut out this circle. Next, I got some more of that Mod Podge and I brushed it on the top of the lid. I placed my gift bag circle in the Mod Podge and then added a top layer of Mod Podge over the top. Once this layer had been brushed over the entire surface of the lid, I let it dry for 3 hours. This little container is so cute as is. I love the transformation. You could put some office supplies in here, some bathroom supplies, put some jewelry in this container. The possibilities are endless. What I'm going to do is turn this container into a candle. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I picked up 2 tall candles. What we want to do is melt down the wax inside. So I got a large pot, I filled it about halfway with boiling water, and then I put my candles in the water. The heat from the water will melt the wax. It's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes for this wax to completely liquefy. And when it did, I pulled out the wicks that were inside because we are going to reuse those. So what I did was I placed these wicks inside of my container. I wrapped the wick around a wooden skewer and rested it on the top. Now I can take my liquefied wax out of the pot. I'm using a hot pad because it is hot. And then I slowly poured it into my ceramic container. Once I emptied the first container of wax, I poured in the second container of wax. until the wax reached the top of the ceramic container. Now all I need to do is let this wax solidify, which is going to take about 2 to 3 hours. Now that the wax is solidified, I can pull the wicks away from the wooden skewer. Then I got a pair of scissors and trimmed the wicks to size. The transformation of this black scratched up clearance section ceramic container into this beautiful one-of-a-kind candle is simply remarkable. It looks custom and expensive. The vibrant pink and purple flowers are a perfect addition for this time of year, and the gold flecks give this container a high-end look. And we were able to create this extremely affordably. I love using glass jars in home decor and seasonal decorating. This pretty little jar is one of my favorites. I actually etched on a pumpkin and some wording for the fall time. This is such a fun jar for autumn, but it's not autumn right now. So we are going to transform it using that same gift bag, because today we are transforming things for cheap or free. So what I did was I took the opposite side of the bag that hadn't been used yet. I wrapped it around my apothecary jar to get the size that I needed. Then I got back out my self-healing mat, rotary cutter, and ruler, and I cut the size that I needed that would fit around my apothecary jar. There are some gold grommets at the top of this gift bag. Now it was there to hold the rope handles, which I removed, but it gives us a great opportunity to add our own spring detail. So what I did was I got a pretty pink satin ribbon and I threaded it through the grommet holes. Now I can take my gift bag, wrap it around the apothecary jar, and then to adhere it together, I got some hot glue and I added the hot glue along one end of the gift bag and then pressed the opposite end over the top. Now I can take the ribbon that we threaded through the grommets earlier and tie it into a bow. Because the grommets are sturdy, the ribbon won't tear the bag while I'm tying it into a bow. How absolutely adorable is this apothecary jar now? We were able to completely transform it by using gift bag. Again, you could use wrapping paper or scrapbook paper to do this exact same thing. If you have a jar or even a vase or any kind of container that has some wording on it or a seasonal design that you want to hide, all you need to do is get some paper and cover it up. Nobody will know what's behind it. And then you can fill up your jar or your vase with any kind of seasonal pieces that you want. For instance, I'm going to add some eggs to this apothecary jar. Now, I don't have enough eggs to fill up this entire jar. So what I'm going to do is add the eggs to the bottom. And because this entire section is hidden, I'm going to stuff in some napkins and it's going to take up that space. And then I'm going to add more eggs at the top. You could fill the center with some paper towels or some gift wrap, anything that would take up that space. You could put some seasonal candy in the bottom, fill the center with some kind of fluff, and then add candy to the top. That will save you money because you don't need to fill up the entire jar. And of course, another beautiful option to add to this jar would be a gorgeous floral arrangement. Pick whatever flowers fit in with your design style or with the season and add them inside your container. Transforming this jar with this gift bag and ribbon that I already had was free for me because I'm just taking advantage of pieces that I already have. It was a great way to get a custom piece of home decor. Another way to get some free home decor is by reimagining items that you already have. I have some beautiful flowers in my front yard, and we are going to take advantage of these for our next project. I picked magenta pink flowers, white flowers, and a few leaves off my bushes. We are going to dry these flowers. Now, of course, you can just put them in between some books and let them dry over time, but because I'm in a hurry and I'm a little impatient, we're going to dry these in the microwave. So what I did was I got a paper towel and I spread out my flowers and leaves on top of the paper towel. Then I took another paper towel and I placed that over the top and pressed it down. I put my flowers and paper towels in the microwave and set the timer for 30 seconds. Once the timer was up, I checked on my flowers to see if they were dry enough. They needed a little more time, so I added an additional 30-second increment in the microwave, which did the trick and got them dried out. My flowers dried beautifully, but some of my leaves curled up on the ends. So what I did was I went and picked some more leaves outside. I put them on the paper towel and put another paper towel over the top. But this time, when I put them in the microwave, I got a big glass plate and put that over everything. While these are drying out in the microwave, the leaves will not curl up. You can see how flat they are and how dried out these are. Like, you guys, these are dried out. These look like they've been drying for like weeks. So the microwave definitely works if you are in a hurry to dry flowers or leaves. The next part of this DIY involves a Dollar Tree chopping mat. I love using these Dollar Tree chopping mats. They are so versatile and they come in a package of 2, so they're very affordable. So what I'm going to do with my chopping mat is I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to spray it in this Bahama Sea Krylon paint that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. This paint is so pretty, and because I'm doing cornflower blue in a lot of areas of my home this spring, I thought that this would be a beautiful addition. It's a color that I love and I don't use very much, so today we're using this paint. I made sure that the surface of the chopping mat had been coated in the paint, and then I let it dry for 1 hour. We only need to paint one side of the chopping mat because they're clear, so we are done with this step. So now what we're going to do is cut our chopping mat into rectangles so we can create some bookmarks. So once again, I got out my trusty self-healing mat, my rotary cutter and ruler. I measured the size that I needed for a bookmark. Then I used my rotary cutter to cut out 2 rectangles. Now you could make a whole bunch of bookmarks out of one chopping mat, but I'm only going to do 2 because I'm using that as an example today. So now that I have my 2 rectangles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dried flowers and I'm going to arrange them on top of the bookmarks. I added a little bit of hot glue to the back of the flowers just to keep them in place so they didn't slide around. I arranged my flowers in a beautiful design. Now we are going to laminate our bookmarks, and we're going to do that with packing tape. This is a cheap, easy way to protect our bookmarks. I placed a piece of packing tape over the bookmark with extra length on the top and the bottom. You want to have extra tape on all sides of the bookmark to ensure good adhesion. Then I flipped my bookmark over and added a second piece of packing tape on the back. Next, I pressed down carefully. I started at the top of the bookmark and smoothed out any air bubbles trapped inside. Once the bookmark was fully covered in the tape, I trimmed the excess tape from the edges. Be sure to leave a small border of tape around the bookmark to ensure a good seal. Once I had finished taping my first bookmark, I moved on to the second bookmark and did the exact same steps. And then a third option is to either use some thick cardstock or scrapbook paper, or we're going to use some more of that gift bag because, hey, why not use it in all 3 of our projects today, right? So I cut a gift bag, a rectangle, and I laminated that in the same way I did the other 2. One benefit to laminating this gift bag was that you don't have to worry about any air bubbles being trapped. It lays flat, and so does the tape. One final touch that we are going to add to our bookmarks are a beautiful ribbon at the top. So I got a hole punch and I punched a hole in the top of the first bookmark. Then I got this gorgeous cornflower blue ribbon. This ribbon has been used on my entertainment center decorations. It's been used in my kitchen. So it's a great way to tie all those colors back in together, and it coordinates beautifully with the color that we chose for the backdrop on our bookmark. So I folded this segment of ribbon in half and I threaded it through the hole. Then I took the tails of this ribbon and put them through the center of the ribbon and then pulled it up, which created a knot. I did the same steps on my next bookmark with this ribbon, and on my pretty pink gift bag bookmark, I got a pretty pink ribbon. I did the same thing. I folded it in half, slid it through the hole at the top, took the tails of the ribbon and put them through the center of the ribbon, which creates a knot. Aren't these bookmarks just so pretty? You guys, this cost us like basically nothing to make. We were able to take advantage of flowers from the yard, dried them easily in the microwave, used a chopping mat and some leftover gift bag. And you guys, let me show you. Okay, we used gift bag in every single one of our projects. This is all that I have left. So take advantage of items that you have. Take advantage of pretty things like gift bags, like wrapping paper, because it goes a long way. And now all of my pieces coordinate together because they have the same pattern and design from this gift bag. This would be such a fun gift to give, a very affordable gift, and it is very sentimental because it comes from your yard. If you use dried flowers in your home decor, I would love to know how you use them. I'm always looking for ways to use flowers. I have a whole bunch of different kinds of drink dispensers, and we are going to use them in a different way today. We are going to take this absolutely adorable glass pineapple drink dispenser. I don't use it very often. So we're going to turn this drink dispenser into an apothecary jar. And because it's pineapple, we're going to go with the citrus theme on this display. So I got some plastic lemons and oranges. You can use fresh lemons and oranges or any kind of citrus fruit that you want. I took the lid off and I turned the drink dispenser so that the spout was facing backward because that's the part that we want to hide. Then I simply layered my lemons and oranges inside. I made sure that they were mixed well. You don't want a big chunk of oranges on one side and lemons on the other, so make sure that everything's interspersed nicely. Once everything was filled up to the top, I put the glass lid back on. Isn't this a great idea for summer? You could put some shells inside, you could do a nautical theme, flowers, or like me, you can add a variety of different types of fruit. And because I'm using artificial fruit, it will last a very long time. Now we are going to create a display. I got a large silver tray and I added my beverage drink dispenser that's turned into an apothecary jar on one side. On the other side, I got a gold frame holder and then I placed a Dollar Tree lemon plate on top of the frame holder. In the front, I got a small plate. This is a gorgeous plate. It has a gold accent around the edge. And on top of the plate, I added a candle. And this candle goes right along with our theme. It's an orange scented candle. The color of the candle is neutral, so it fits in beautifully with our display. And then finally, I added a small leftover orange next to the candle. I did not purchase anything new to create this summery display. I simply reused items that I already had, which makes this extremely affordable, but also very unique, creative, and perfect for the changing holidays and seasons because you can fill these containers with a variety of different items. Framed art can get pretty pricey, especially customized art, but I'm going to show you how to create an original piece of art for under $4. We are going to start off with a Dollar Tree frame. I love this frame. The white and the gold is neutral and the lines are very streamlined. It's not a very fussy frame. And of course, the price is right at $1.25. Now I need some wood rounds, so I'm gonna head over to Hobby Lobby and pick up a package of small wood rounds. This package of 4 was only $1.99, so again, it's very affordable. On top of these wood rounds, we are going to Mod Podge some beautiful designs. We are going to get that design from some napkins that I picked up at Home Goods a while back. They were on clearance for only $3. There's 30 napkins in the package, so each napkin is only 10 cents, which is a great deal. So what I'm going to do with these napkins, first of all, is remove the back portion. These are 2-ply napkins, so I simply pull the bottom ply away from the top designer layer. The reason I'm doing this is when I Mod Podge these napkins onto the wood rounds, because there's only one layer now, it's not going to separate from the back layer. If I left it together, there's a possibility that air could get trapped in the layers and that the top portion would bubble up and potentially peel off. So that's why we're separating the layers. Now next, we're going to trace out our wood rounds so we can get the correct size. So I put my wood rounds over the napkin, I got a pencil, and I traced around the wood rounds. I did this with all 4 of my circles. Next, I grabbed a pair of scissors and I cut out each of these into individual circles. Next, I got some Mod Podge and a sponge brush, and I added the Mod Podge to the surface of the wood round. Then I took my napkin circle and placed it over the top of the Mod Podge, then pressed it firmly to the wood round. You want to do this gently because you do not want to tear the napkin. And the reason why we're pressing the napkin to the wood round is because we want to release all the bubbles that are potentially trapped underneath the napkin. That way it will lay flat. I repeated this process on all 4 of my wood rounds. I added the Mod Podge to the surface of the wood round and then placed my napkin in the Mod Podge and pressed the napkin firmly to the wood round. Now, because the napkin is so thin, if I added the top layer of Mod Podge on right now, it would just tear the napkin. So what we're going to do is let these dry for about 30 minutes. That way that napkin has a chance to harden up before we paint the top layer on. So after the 30 minutes was up, I came back and I painted the top layer of Mod Podge over the surface of the napkin. I made sure that the napkin was coated in the Mod Podge. I did this with all 4 of my wood rounds. Once each of them had been covered in the Mod Podge, I let them dry for 1 hour. While these are drying, I'm going to get out a book of scrapbook paper. I purchased this book at Ross and it was only $2.99 for a book of 50 pieces of scrapbook paper, which is a great deal. So I thumbed through them and I found one that I thought would be perfect for our artwork. It's this gray, white, and black botanical scrapbook paper. These colors are going to match beautifully with our blue and white napkin. I took the back of the frame and I placed it over my scrapbook paper. I traced it out with a pencil to get the exact size that I needed, and then I grabbed my scissors and cut out this rectangle. Now I'm going to hot glue my wood rounds to the scrapbook paper. I added hot glue to the back of the wood round and then placed it on top of the scrapbook paper. I added a decent amount of hot glue to the back of these wood rounds so that they would adhere well to the scrapbook paper. I repeated this process with all 4 of my wood rounds. Now I can take my artwork and place it back inside of the frame. Look at how pretty this artwork is, you guys. I love how we lined it up. We went vertically instead of like doing a set of 4. I thought this was unique because I wanted to see the flowers and the botanicals on the other side, because in and of itself, that's artwork, so I didn't want to cover that up. But I love how the chinoiserie bird napkin design coordinates so beautifully with the floral design on the scrapbook paper. After calculating all the costs that went into creating my framed original artwork, it only came out to be $3.40, which is a great deal. I have a piece of artwork now that is customized to my liking, to my taste, and because we used affordable items, we were able to create something that did not break the bank. We are going to create a one-of-a-kind centerpiece out of items that I gathered up around my house. So what I have first of all is a glass apothecary jar, and we are simply just going to remove the lid so we have this container. Now the container that you're going to need needs to have like a lip, because we're going to put some flowers inside and the lip will hold it in place. So get a container like this, or a bowl would work as well. So I'm going to take some artificial flowers. These are so pretty. You could use real flowers if you wanted to. I'm going to use some faux flowers and I'm going to bend them. I'm going to cut this stem, which perhaps I should have done earlier. Okay, we're going to cut this stem and then we're going to bend them so that they fit into the curvature of our container. So we're going to put those right inside. And then I'm going to get my second floral stem. Again, I'm going to cut that to the size that I need. And then I'm going to bend the stems once again so that it fits right inside of my container. I'm just going to place it right in there. All right. Okay. Now that my flowers are in place, I'm going to now fill it up with some water. The flowers are going to be perfect inside of here. It's going to look like they're simply floating. And artificial flowers are great for this project because you can get them wet. Now, on top of our water, we're going to add some floating candles. I purchased these at Michael's. I'm just going to place those right in the water. I've got 3 of them, and then I'm going to just light them on fire. Let's light them up. This is such a beautiful centerpiece that you can use in so many different parties. And another thing about it that you can do is customize it. All you need to do is just switch out the colors. Let's say you're having a Christmas party. You could put some holly berries in here. You could do some summer flowers. We already did the orange and lemon citrus filled beverage dispenser, but you could do something like this in here. You could put some lemon slices or orange slices. There's so many items that you could put inside and create a centerpiece like this. And also, you saw how fast it was to create this. This looks expensive. This looks very high-end. It would be a beautiful center point to any dining table and enhance the decorations at any party. Napkin rings can be used for so much more than simply beautifying your napkins. We are going to repurpose some napkin rings today in a very unique way. Now I have this crystal beaded napkin ring with a gorgeous gold wire that's wrapped around it. I purchased a set of these napkin rings at HomeGoods. And then I also have this gold hammered napkin ring. This is thicker and chunkier. And I purchased this set at Target. Now we are actually going to be creating some candlesticks out of our napkin rings. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our beaded crystal napkin rings first and we're going to stack them. I stacked a tower of 3 napkin rings, a stack of 2 napkin rings, and then left 1 singular. Next, I'm going to take this hammered napkin ring and I'm going to place it on the top on each one of my napkin ring towers. These napkin rings are different sizes, so they can be stacked and they fit great on top of each other. You could glue these napkin rings together if you wanted them to be a little more sturdy, or wrap them up with some ribbon. It's up to you. I'm going to leave mine plain. Now we need a candle, and I'm going to be using some battery-operated candles. These are perfect for situations like this because we want to take safety precautions just in case these napkin rings topple over. We don't want anything to catch fire, so these battery-operated candles are perfect for this situation. So I simply took these candles and placed them right inside of the hammered gold napkin ring. They fit perfectly inside. So I added 3 of these battery-operated candles to each one of my candlesticks. You could create a whole bunch of these napkin ring candlesticks and place them down the center of your dining table. You could create a centerpiece. Again, I did not spend any money on this because I'm using items that I already had. I had the napkin rings and the battery-operated candles. Repurposing these items gave new life to these napkin rings, and I love these candlesticks. I love creating unique, one-of-a-kind centerpieces, and I also love floral arrangements. So for our next project, we are once again going to be using a drink dispenser that I don't use very often. I have this beautiful light pink drink dispenser that has raised floral design around the perimeter. I purchased this a few years ago at Target. First things first, we are again going to take the lid off of this drink dispenser and turn it so the spout is facing the back because we do not want to see that. Then I grabbed a variety of different colored flowers. Because my drink dispenser is pink, I'm going to have some pink flowers, and then I'm also going to intermix some white flowers in there. Now I left these flowers in bunches, so it's going to be the easiest flower arrangement ever to create. All I did was place the stems inside of the opening at the top of the beverage container. It literally only took me a couple of minutes to create this floral arrangement, but it looks so pretty now. One problem that we do have is that you can see a few of the stems poking through the beverage dispenser because it's clear. So to hide that, what I'm going to do is grab a ribbon. This is a thick cream ribbon with a lace detail along the side. I wrapped it around the top of the beverage container and then tied it into a large bow in the center. I took a pair of scissors and I dovetailed the ends of the ribbon so they had a finished edge. So not only is this ribbon beautiful and adds to the overall look of our arrangement, but it does hide those stems that are poking through. Now you guys, look at how beautiful this arrangement is. I absolutely love the way that we took advantage of this drink dispenser and used it as a container for a stunning floral arrangement. You would never know that this is a drink dispenser because we are going to put this spout at the back. People will just think that this is a beautiful bowl, which you could also use. You could use a bowl if you had something similar to this. But this is a way that we can use a drink dispenser that does not get a lot of love and attention because I don't have parties very often, but I do display floral arrangements. So this is a great way to repurpose a drink dispenser into a container. One of the cheapest ways that you can entertain friends and family is simply by going on a picnic. I'm going to show you how to go on a fabulous picnic today on a budget. Now, I can't take full credit for this. This was actually my mother's idea, and she gave me this picnic basket as a gift. Now, what I have is this beautiful heart basket. Was it originally a picnic basket? No, it was simply just a basket with a lid on it. But what she did was take green and tan gingham fabric and sewed it into a heart shape so it fits perfectly inside of the basket. She also sewed green satin ribbon to the top so you could tie the fabric to the basket. How cute and easy is that? And this is a large basket, which is great, but you don't have to purchase anything that's specifically a picnic basket. You can go to Walmart or Target or Michael's. They have baskets that you can repurpose into a picnic basket, and all you need to do is add some fabric to the inside to beautify it. Now, to go along with our beautiful picnic basket, what I created was some placemat place settings. That way everybody has a place to put their food when they're out at the picnic. So all I did was I got some affordable placemats. These are fabric placemats. And I sewed a pocket to the placemat large enough so that I could put some silverware inside of these pockets. Then I sewed ribbon to the side so that I can roll them up and store them nicely inside of my picnic basket. Then once you get to your picnic destination, all you need to do is unroll your cute little individual place setting, and everybody's got a place to put their food. So these were so affordable to make as well. I used scrap fabric to create these little pockets, and then I just used some ribbon that I already had. But this is just another fun way that you can entertain affordably. Again, this is cheap, easy, but extremely customizable, and customizable things look expensive. So even though a picnic is a cheap way to entertain, it looks fancy. Have you ever been scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest or online and you come across beautiful pillows and you look at the price and it's so expensive and you're like, no thank you. Well, let me show you a little hack that I use that helps me to get an expensive look with pillows for so much less. I like down pillow inserts. I think those look more expensive than a cotton polyfill insert. But those two things are interchangeable. So what I do is when I'm out shopping, I will look in the clearance section. And a lot of times I'll find a down pillow that is not my taste, my color style. It's got a strange pattern, but it's only a couple of dollars. So I will buy it simply for the down pillow insert that's inside. And then I'll do the exact same thing with the cotton poly pillows. If I find one that I love the pillow covering, I will purchase that because I can remove that cotton poly insert and swap it out for my down pillow insert. So while you're out shopping, just keep that in mind that the inserts are interchangeable. Another way that I spruce up my pillows is by creating my own designs on basic pillow coverings. I purchase pillow coverings all the time at Hobby Lobby and IKEA, and they are under $5. So what you can do is buy these, and then I've sewn flowers on. I've added iron-on details to many of my pillows. By creating a unique design, it gives the illusion of being expensive. I also have some bolster pillows on my couches in my front room, and what I've done to those is add a ribbon around these bolster pillows to add an extra detail. I took this ribbon and I added some Velcro to the back, wrapped it around the bolster pillow, and attached it together. You would never know that these bolster pillows did not come without this ribbon. And the ribbon elevates the look of it. It makes it look more expensive, and it's also interchangeable. So if I want to change that ribbon out for another color or design, I can easily do that. So know that you can create some beautiful pillows on a budget. I love using vintage finds all throughout my house. And the reason why vintage finds make your home look more expensive is because they are original. They're rare. You don't see them mass produced everywhere, especially if you can find some pieces that have a unique design to them. These can add a lot of character and charm to your home. I have so many thrifted items throughout my home that are unique and special. The mirrors that I have displayed throughout my home are from my thrift store, and I did not spend over $50 on any one mirror. I have so many thrifted pieces of decor that I have scattered throughout my house. Many of them we have upcycled or transformed, but some of them I have left plain because they are in immaculate condition and I love them as is. By incorporating these items into your home decor, you can create a more eclectic and curated ambiance that looks and feels more upscale and expensive. Using monogram pieces can help make your home feel so much more luxurious because they are one of a kind, they are tailored to you, and they have a sense of exclusivity, right? So let me show you a couple of things that I have in my home that I love that I have monogrammed. First up, we've got these napkins. I'm going to show you how I use these napkins in a tablescape in just a little bit, but I purchased these napkins at my thrift store, and then I simply added a bee monogram to the bottom. I've seen homes that have monogram towels. I have a monogram table runner. If purchasing something like that is out of your budget, you can get monogram stationery that's a lot more affordable, but customizing pieces like this that are scattered throughout your home does give your home a luxurious feel because it is custom to you. Customizations look expensive. Another item that I have that's monogrammed are some silverware. I purchased these silverware years ago. They are from Cambridge. I pull them out every now and again when I'm having a fancy party. If you had monogram plates or some cups, it would make your party feel so much more custom. Some other ideas that I've seen is, of course, the monogram rugs at your front door. You can get a rug and put your name on it. You can put your initial on it. I've seen throw pillows with the monogram on it before that looks so fantastic. These personalized touches instantly elevate the look of your home, making it appear more stylish, sophisticated, and upscale, which can add a sense of luxury and prestige to your home. I love entertaining in style. You can create a luxurious looking tablescape, and you can do it for a pretty affordable price. I'm going to show you how I set this dining table. The first thing we're going to do, of course, is start off with a tablecloth. I like using solid colored tablecloths. Solid colored tablecloths with a little bit of a design. I love the design that I have on this one. You can also use another neutral color tablecloth. That would be fantastic. You don't always have to use white. I have a beautiful gray one that I use often. Again, it is monochromatic, but it does have a little bit of a design to it. So I'm going to put my tablecloth down first. Next, I'm going to put down my charger. My chargers are from the Dollar Tree. They have a wide variety of chargers at the Dollar Tree, so that is really affordable. If you did want to up your charger game just a little bit, I've seen some at Hobby Lobby. They have a great variety. They have different colors and designs. If you want to spend a little more than $1.25 on a charger, they have some great options there. Next, I'm going to put a white plate over my charger. This is a plain white plate with a gold rim around the edge. This is a great neutral plate. If you're going to invest in something, get a neutral piece, because I can use these plates for every dinner party all year long because it is neutral. On top of my white plate, I'm going to add a cut glass salad plate. These are so pretty. Again, it's a neutral piece. It's going to be beautiful on top of my white plate. It's see-through, so you really don't even notice that it's there. Since this is a luxurious dinner party, we're going to get all of our silverware out. I have my 2 forks, my 2 spoons, and my knife. And do you remember how I said that my silverware was monogrammed? This is such a beautiful set. Gold and silver flatware can add a touch of luxury to any table setting, and you can find some that are so affordable. I found a huge variety of silverware at HomeGoods, and then I also found a whole bunch at Target, so you don't have to spend a ton of money to get some beautiful flatware. At the top, I have my water goblet, and then I also have a cut glass smaller goblet to the side. These are so much fun. You could add water to one glass and a special beverage to the other. I love how one is sleek and clean and the other one is fancier. The combination of the two adds a bit of elegance to our tablescape. Using cut glass tableware can definitely give your tablescape a sense of luxury. I have a couple of cut glass pieces that are on my table. So of course we've got our goblet, but I also have some cut glass pieces for our floral arrangements. Using cut glass tableware can also convey attention to detail, which enhances the overall perception of your home. And then finally, we have our monogrammed napkins. I'm using cloth napkins. I don't use cloth napkins all the time, but if you're gonna have a dinner party, using a cloth napkin is so elegant. You can find cloth napkins at HomeGoods, at Target for an affordable price. And to customize mine, all I did was add a monogram and then slide a gold hammered napkin ring over the top. And then I can take my napkin and just place it right in the center of each table setting. I'm using some flowers in my centerpiece. These, of course, are faux flowers, but fresh flowers would be fabulous. I'm using some peonies and some other white and cream flowers in my vases. Some other items that I've added to my centerpiece are a yellow ginger jar. I thought this would be a fun addition because it ties in with the napkins that we have, but it's also perfect for a summer tablescape. It adds that bright summery feeling without adding lemons or limes or oranges or things like that. So I have a yellow ginger jar, and then I also have a smaller white ginger jar. And since it's so luxurious to dine by candlelight, I have some tall candles that I placed in some small glass candle holders. And this centerpiece is really full and lush, which again adds to that high-end luxurious feel. Remember, it's the small details that can make a big impact. So pay attention to the details of the place setting and make sure everything is well coordinated. Using luxurious fabrics can make your home look expensive for many reasons. I try and use as luxurious a fabric as I can that my budget will permit as often as I can. Here's a few ways that you can add some luxurious fabrics to your home. First, let's start off by talking about our drapes. When you're choosing your curtains or drapes, try and choose a luxurious fabric like silk, velvet. These will add elegance and a touch of sophistication to your windows. I also like to choose a solid neutral drape. That way they just blend in with the overall room. They don't stand out, they're not loud. They add instead of detract from the luxury of the room. Sometimes if you have a color that's too bold or a pattern that's too bold, it can take away from the luxurious feeling of the room. When you're selecting furniture pieces, I also like to do the same thing. I like to choose a luxurious fabric that is durable and that obviously feels good. So I have a lot of linens, I have some cotton, I have a tufted leather sofa in my bedroom. There's a lot of beautiful fabrics that you can choose that will add to the overall luxury of your upholstered furniture. So make sure that it feels good, that it looks good, and that it's comfortable. The texture of fabric can create a cozy and welcoming feel, which is essential for making your home feel like an oasis of warmth and comfort. The next way we're going to make our home feel luxurious is not by something that we have out, it's something that we smell. Do you know that smell is closely linked to our emotions? So if we are smelling something good, we are feeling great too. I'm going to show you how to create a summer simmer pot. We are going to take some blueberries, strawberries, lemons, cinnamon sticks, and vanilla. Now I've got the recipe and I will put it in my description box. So I'm going to add all of these items to a pot of simmering water. We are just going to let this simmer all day long. If you need to, you can add a little bit more water later on so that it doesn't dry out. Just keep adding the water and let this aroma just fill your home for the day. It will be absolutely amazing. It's been a while and my simmer pot is still simmering right there on the stove, and you guys, my house smells like a raspberry pie. It smells absolutely delicious. This is a great simmer pot. If you want your house to smell very summery and bright, try this simmer pot out. If doing a simmer pot is not for you, I have some other options. Of course, you can get a scented candle. I have so many scented candles and they are fabulous. Candles come in a variety of scents, so you can create a relaxing and cozy ambiance. And of course, you can find scented candles almost anywhere and you can get them very affordably. So while we're on the subject of candles, let's head back to the dining room and look at the candles that are in there. These are just plain white candlesticks, but lighting them during a dinner party creates a warm and luxurious ambiance. Candles and candle holders come in a huge variety of options. I see candle holders very affordably at all kinds of different stores, so you can pick up a couple of those, and having a candle holder to go along with your candlestick together, those are a classy, beautiful, luxurious decision to put in your home. Another item that you can invest in to make your home look and feel luxurious is a statement piece of art. I love having unique and one-of-a-kind art pieces throughout my home. Choose a statement piece of art that will make a bold impression and add character to your home. Statement art can add a focal point, so when you walk into a room, the first thing you see is that beautiful piece of artwork. It can elevate the overall style and sophistication of a room, making it look more refined and intentional. It can also show off your taste. Overall, statement art can be a great investment to make your home look more expensive and high-end. Custom shelving is another way to make your home look expensive because it is designed specifically for your space. Here's a few ways that you can add some custom shelving to your home. Of course, you can have a built-in. Now, my built-in right here came with the house. I know many of you have asked if there's windows behind this. There are not. It is just built into the house, built into the wall, but I absolutely love it because it gives me the opportunity to display some beautiful collectibles that I have. I put some mirrors at the back, which are fantastic because then it reflects light back into the room. I love the trim that's on this shelving unit. Now, another way that you can get a customized shelving unit is by going to IKEA or another one of those big box stores, buy a shelving unit and then customize it. I have seen people customize shelving units all over the place. They buy one, they put it together, and then they can add trim and paint it and customize it according to their space. You can also use some floating shelves. These are fantastic if you don't have a lot of wall space. You can also use a corner shelf or a regular hanging shelf. Those things are also great because you can display your seasonal items, your collectibles, your home accessories, and you can do it in a way that is classy and upscale. Decorative accessories are an easy way to add style to your home. When I select my decorative accessories, I try and go for timeless pieces. You guys know I love ginger jars, so I try and select a white, tall, beautiful ginger jar that I can use all year long and I can use in a variety of different styles. I also love using natural materials like marble. I use marble trays a lot. Decorative accessories with different textures and metallic sheens and finishes and shapes can add visual interest and depth to your home's decor by making it look more luxurious and expensive. By carefully selecting the right decorative accessory, you can enhance the design of your room and create a backdrop for other design elements like furniture, rugs, and curtains. And those decorative accessories can tie all of those items together. They're an excellent way to show off your personality and style, making your home look unique and expensive. Another item that can make your home look expensive is using a decorative tray. Just putting a tray underneath your accessories can elevate them so much. You can choose trays that are mirrored. You can choose a tray that's a marble tray. You could choose trays with handles, without. I actually like using marble lazy Susans a lot. I put those underneath my floral arrangements. That way you can turn those floral arrangements and see all different sides. Plus the marble makes it feel elevated. It makes it look luxurious. So grab a tray, put it underneath your accessories. It's another layer of elegance that you can add, another layer of color, another layer of design, another layer of reflectiveness. A decorative tray can be a simple addition to your home decor, but it can have a big impact on the overall look and feel of your space. Another decorative item that I love using are books. You can get books so cheap. I can buy them at the thrift store because a lot of times you can just take the cover off the book and then you're left with the hard book, which you can decorate with. I use books to add height to my decorative accessories, but you can also get a book that you would love to display. A book on art, a book on photography, a book on gardening. Having books like that out is a great way to add interest, but it also lets your guests know that this subject interests you, so it's a great conversation starter as well. Adding flowers to your decor is a great way to add luxury. Now, I don't decorate with fresh flowers very often, but when I do, I absolutely love the way that they look. Last week, we added some fresh flowers into some ginger jars. These were flowers that I cut simply from my bushes outside. I added some water to these jars and placed in these fresh flowers. These flowers lasted for a week and they looked beautiful. So if you have fresh flowers in your garden that you want to pick, or you would like to go purchase some, having that fresh flower element can add luxury to your space. Now, I have a lot of faux flowers, as you can see, and on my dining table I have those 3 faux flowers. What you can do to make these arrangements look more luxurious is put them in a container that looks high-end. So I have these 3 glass containers. I love the intricate detailing on these vases. These are perfect to add a bit of elegance to this dining table, and it makes these floral arrangements look expensive. I like to play with textures as well in my designs. You can get some soft blankets and put that on your couch and then put a decorative pillow over the top of that. So layering can make your home look expensive. You could also get a plate and add a candle on top of that. You can get a marble tray and add items to the top of that. You can mix and match your metals with glassware or ceramic pieces in a coordinated way to create a curated look. It's all about finding balance when decorating with these accessories. That way it looks polished and inviting. I like using decorative pieces in my storage solutions. You can purchase baskets that have a beautiful design on them. You could get some decorative boxes, you can get some stylish hangers. There are ways that you can store your unused items in a beautiful way. Doing this makes you look more polished. Using creative storage solutions can make your home look more expensive because it showcases organization and order, which implies that you put a lot of planning and thought behind your organization and the pieces that you purchased. You can use an ottoman as a storage solution. I have a whole bunch of blankets that I put in my TV console, so you can hide things beautifully and in an organized way that would make your home look more luxurious. We want to be as minimalistic as we possibly can. Now, maybe some of you are thinking minimalistic is more contemporary and cold, but minimalistic is just a nice way to say get rid of the clutter. You can have a minimalistic home with a farmhouse design, with a French country design, with a traditional design. What you want to do is just be very intentional about the items that you select to display. You don't want a whole lot of clutter out all over the place. We want to focus on quality over quantity. Select 1 or 2 large pieces over 10 small pieces. You're going to want to have a simple color palette. Minimalistic designs typically involve a neutral color palette with muted tones, which can create a calm and elegant atmosphere. A minimalistic design can help your home look more expensive because it's streamlined. A high gloss crown molding can make your room look more expensive because it can highlight those special features in a room. The reflective finish can add depth and dimension to your walls. The high gloss can reflect light and gives an impression of luxury and richness. Crown molding is an architectural detail that can add so much beauty to your space. I have some high-end appliances, and the reason why I have them is because I actually use them all the time. I cook all the time, and so having a high-quality appliance is perfect for me and my lifestyle. Having a high-end appliance also adds luxury to your home. If you don't have the budget to purchase some large ticket high-end items like this, what you can do is get some smaller appliances. You could purchase a beautiful toaster or a KitchenAid or a coffee maker very affordably and put them out on your countertop. Having these items displayed elevates your kitchen by showcasing these higher end items. This will give you the high-end appliance look without breaking the bank. Lighting is the jewelry of the room. You can find beautiful chandeliers that really make an impact. Plus, adding light to a room brightens up the space and makes it feel so much larger. You can incorporate decorative fixtures in so many different ways. Of course, we've got our hanging lights, the chandeliers. Those are the showstoppers of the room. You can find lighting for so cheap. You can look on Amazon, you can look on Walmart website, you can look on Facebook Marketplace. All kinds of places have beautiful lighting for an affordable cost. I also have wall sconces in my living room, and I absolutely love these. These are a nice soft light that brings a glow from the side. These instantly make this room look more upscale and refined. You can add layers of light too, meaning you've got, of course, your chandeliers or your light fixtures coming from above, but you can also use task lighting in the form of lamps. I purchased these lamps at HomeGoods.
They were really affordable. HomeGoods has great prices on lamps and they have such a huge variety. So hit up Ross or HomeGoods or those places to find some beautiful lamps for an affordable price. Another tip for lighting is I have a few of mine on dimmers. And it's so fun to be able to up the lighting, but dim it at night, add a special ambiance to your room. Dimming these lights can create a cozy, luxurious atmosphere in any room. So by simply switching out some of the lighting in your home or adding more lighting, you can enhance the atmosphere of your home. Next is to add some beautiful textiles to your space. I love drapes. Beautiful drapes can just add a soft, cozy, elegant feel to the room. I love the textures. These drapes right here are velvet, but I also have some linen drapes in my house, and the textures in each of the rooms soften the windows. You can also use different patterns or vibrant colors to create a custom look. Additionally, by adding heavier custom drapes to a space, it makes it feel elegant and polished and very cozy. Another textile are pillows. I love pillows. I have them all over my house. I love the way they make a room feel. I have a whole bunch of pillows right here on my bed. I add them every single morning and they just give this room a cozy feel. Pillows add texture and depth to the overall look of a room, creating an expensive visual feel. Pillows can be used to introduce color or a pattern. You can switch them out from different seasons or holidays. Maybe you're feeling like you want to use a vibrant color one day or a more muted color the next. The way that you can keep pillows affordable is you don't need to buy a different pillow every single time. You can buy pillow coverings and just use the same pillow and switch them out with the pillow coverings. That is a great way to save money. I find some of the best pillows at HomeGoods. They have a huge variety and they're very affordable. So you can go to HomeGoods, you can go to Ross, you can go to any home decor store and they're gonna have a variety of pillows for you to choose from at an affordable price. Some other textiles that you can add to a room to make it feel more luxurious are rugs. In your bathroom, you can get some really soft, luxurious towels. These pieces can make your home look like $1,000,000. The next way that we can make our home look expensive on a budget is with a fireplace. You might be wondering, how can I afford that? Well, I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm not gonna put a fireplace in my bedroom. It's way too expensive. But guess what? We did it, and we did it on a budget. Now, a fireplace in a home just changes the atmosphere. It makes it feel so warm and cozy, and the mantles just make everything look so elegant and beautiful. So how do we make it affordable? Well, I am using an electric insert that I got from Costway. This is an affordable way to get a fireplace in a specific area in your home because you don't have to do anything but attach it to the wall and plug it in. So what I'm gonna do with mine, instead of just putting it on the wall, which you can do, is I'm going to make a fireplace mantle. So I started off by hitting up Lowe's. I went there and I got all the lumber that I needed. I got my 2x4s and I got a whole bunch of trim because I wanted this to look sleek, elegant, and beautiful. Brought everything home and I just got chopping. I got my miter saw out and I started cutting everything down to size. I would say that the hardest part about making this was the actual design of it. You can see all of my hand-drawn pictures with all my measurements on it. So yeah, so you've got to do some math, but beyond that, it's really easy to do. After I had my frame built, I got some wood paneling and I put it around the fireplace frame. And now it's time for the pretty part. I got my trim and I cut all the pieces that I needed to put on my fireplace. Once all those pieces were cut, I busted out my nail gun and I attached everything together. Now that my fireplace is created, I need to caulk it and fill in all of those nail holes. Once it was done, I gave it one final wash. And then I took it out to my garage where I had created a makeshift paint shop with a whole bunch of tarps. Now I'm going to be painting my fireplace mantle with some polar bear paint. And I get the cabinet grade because I like how it gives us good coverage, but it is also great for being able to wipe it down later because it's used for cabinets. I sprayed my fireplace mantle and I did 4 coats. I wanted to make sure that everything was sufficiently coated in this paint. I want it to look professional, and by using a paint sprayer, I always get a professional look. Once I was finished with my 4th coat of paint, I let it dry overnight. Now it's time to bring my fireplace mantle into my bedroom. Now you guys, I built this thing, but I built it on the ground and I had my boys take it out to the garage, and now it weighs like, this thing weighs probably close to 200 pounds. So I had to enlist the help of my husband and my twins to bring it back into the room because it was too heavy for me to carry. Now it's time to add my electric insert to my fireplace. This was so easy. I unboxed it from the packaging that it came in. It was packaged beautifully. And all I needed to do was remove a few screws to take off the front glass plate. And then I pushed the fireplace into the fireplace mantle. It slid right in, so I'm pretty proud of my measurements because it went right in. It was nice and snug. And then all I needed to do was take some screws that were provided and screw this electric insert into my fireplace mantle. After I was done screwing it into place, I got these glass beads that came with the fireplace and I put them in the little grooves that were right in the front. And now all I need to do is take that glass front and put it back on these little hooks that were on the front of the fireplace insert. I cannot even tell you how much I love this fireplace in this room. It is so pretty and it gives off a beautiful warm glow to this space. Using an electric fireplace insert, I was able to save myself so much money because I didn't have to have any special electrical done, and they're really easy to maintain, so I'm not gonna have to spend a lot of time paying for somebody to come clean out my chimney flue or anything like that. Another thing that I love about an electric fireplace is that you can put it virtually anywhere in your home. So you can put it in your family room if you don't have one. You can put it in your dining room, your bedroom. All you need is access to an electrical outlet. This fireplace is now the centerpiece of my bedroom. I absolutely love it. And I'm so happy that I was able to do it for an affordable price. Neutral wall colors like a gray or a beige or a white are a beautiful way to make your home look and feel expensive. The light colors on the walls can make your space actually feel larger than it is. And since neutral colors provide a modern and calming atmosphere, they can add sophistication to your home and make it appear more expensive. Paint is also so affordable, and anyone can paint. And if you don't feel like you can, have a paint party. Have your friends over, have your family over, have some rollers for them. You'll have your home or a room painted in a jiffy. Another thing that you can add to your walls to make it feel luxurious is some wallpaper. You can find some wallpaper that's really affordable on Amazon. You can find wallpaper that has texture on it, which adds a luxurious feel to a room. Bringing in plants or flowers into your home is an immediate way to make it look more expensive. And flowers and plants are not that expensive, especially if you get artificial ones like I do. I do not have a green thumb. That's one thing about me. I just can't keep anything alive. So I definitely opt for my beautiful faux florals. I make flower arrangements and I have them all over my home. I get my flowers at Michael's or at home. Hobby Lobby has very affordable ones and you can get them on sale. I hardly ever buy my flowers without using a coupon or having it be 50% off that specific week. So you can get flowers or plants or any kind of greenery on sale for an affordable price. And I love the way that it makes my rooms feel. You can get more streamlined flowers like orchids that make your room look luxurious and expensive. But in reality, you really didn't spend that much on the actual stem of the flower to create it. Also, the containers that I put my flowers in are usually from the thrift store, or I've recycled it from another project. I typically go for the neutral flower arrangement, but it is fun to switch it up for the different seasons and holidays. You can use some amber colors in the fall, some red poinsettias at Christmas, some springtime pastels, or some bright summer flowers, and you can do it very affordably. Next, let's talk about artwork and mirrors. I have mirrors all over my home. I love the way that they reflect light back into the room. I love the way that they make the room feel bigger. I love that they reflect things that are on the opposite wall or the chandeliers that are up above. Large mirrors can make a statement. I have two very large mirrors here in my bedroom that are right above the nightstands, and they make this room feel so grand. The majority of the mirrors that I have in my home, I purchased at my thrift store. They were not in the best condition, but I saw that they had potential. I didn't spend more than $50 on any of the mirrors that I purchased at my thrift store. You can find beautiful mirrors at your thrift store. Look on Facebook Marketplace. You can go to some garage sales. There's a lot of places that you can look to find some mirrors at an affordable price. Now, I also want to talk about artwork. I think artwork can make or break a space as well. Artwork can make your home look expensive because it adds character and personality to a space. Artwork can be used to show off the homeowner's style, to create focal points and make statements in the room. Art enhances the look of any space. It also can add richness and texture to a room. It can also increase the perceived value of a home as it suggests elegance, sophistication, and class. Next, let's talk about home accessories. Home accessories can make your home look so elegant without breaking the bank. You can go to Ross, Home Goods, all kinds of other home decor stores and find some beautiful home accessories and display them in your home. I love using candles and books, small sculptures, beautiful vases, ginger jars. You guys know I love a ginger jar. I have them all over my house. All of these small details can make your home look expensive and put together without costing too much money. Another way to easily upgrade the look of your home is by switching out the hardware on your cabinets. Hardware can really date a home, but by switching it out with affordable pieces, you can instantly make your home look more modern, classy, and updated. You can get specialty knobs or pulls for a very affordable price. I love these lucite pulls that I have in my kitchen. I purchased them on Amazon. They were very affordable. They add a streamlined, classy feel to my kitchen. As we know, design trends and your personal taste changes, I would say, pretty frequently. I know mine does. So in order to keep up with the trends or your specific changing styles, this is an easy way to do it because you're not fully committed to painting something or doing a renovation. All you're doing is adding some beautiful jewelry to your cabinets that make it look like you have a style, make it look like you've done this intentionally. Switching out your knobs is a very cost-efficient way to update your space. Another way to make your home look expensive is by adding a natural stone. Now, you might think, how am I going to add a natural stone to my space? It's really expensive to put in a backsplash or to change out your flooring or, etc. So how I bring stone into a space is with these marble tiles that I buy at Lowe's. They're $10 a tile. They're so pretty, and I put them on top of my nightstands. You can put them on top of your side tables, on top of a buffet. It immediately elevates the look of these pieces because you've added a high-end material to your nightstand. And it also gives these pieces a classic, timeless look. It also comes in a variety of colors and designs that will match any decor style. Marble lasts a long time and it doesn't need to be switched out very often. It's hard, it's scratch resistant. It's a very practical and cost-effective choice to make your home feel luxurious. The easiest and most affordable way to make your home look luxurious is by decluttering. A tidy home will always look more luxurious than a cluttered one. Do you ever walk into a home and it's clean and tidy and it just feels good, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be a huge home, it can be a small home. But if it's clean, it has an elegant feel to it. So declutter and reorganize. Get out all those things that you don't need in your home anymore. This can help your home look more put together and elegant. Having a statement piece in a room. You could choose a bold rug. You could do a large chandelier, a big piece of artwork, a large mirror, a unique piece of furniture. So when you first walk in, that's the piece that stands out. What this does is it adds a visual interest to a room and gives personality to your space. But it can also create a sense of balance and cohesion in a room. It can tie together other design elements. It can also be a great conversation starter. Everybody wants to know about that unique piece in your room that's unique and different from other pieces that they've seen in other homes. It's what makes you unique, your personality stand out, and it gives a glimpse into your design sense. So add a statement piece to your room. It's a smart investment that can enhance both the aesthetic and functional aspects of your room. Next, we're going to talk about mixing and matching, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love using more traditional pieces juxtaposed with contemporary items. For instance, I have some modern lighting that goes along with some more traditional seating. You can have some traditional accessories next to more modern accessories. You can have a traditional couch and have a more modern ottoman or coffee table. You can choose to go with a traditional faucet but have a more modern cabinet style. I think mixing and matching design styles gives your space personality. Next, let's talk about updating your furniture. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy some new furniture because that can definitely break the bank. I'm just going to show you what I did to update an old piece of furniture that I had. Now, I've had this buffet for over 10 years. I bought it off Facebook Marketplace. It was under $200, so it was a deal back then. It has been loved. It has definitely been used. It's got some scratches on it now. It's got some dings. It's definitely been loved, and it is a worn out piece. I also don't love this dark mahogany color. It's really heavy on this side of the room. Your eye is just kind of drawn over here because of how dark this piece is. And so I want to brighten it up so it goes along better with my overall design sense and makes everything cohesive in this room. So what we're going to do with this piece is take it outside, and I'm going to begin by sanding it down. So I got my sander and I began to sand the top, and then I realized that this was a very big job, and so I needed to recruit some help. So I asked my sweet twins to come and help me, which they did. They're so good, and they helped me to sand down the rest of the buffet and the drawers. Now, there were these twisted Tuscan style half columns that were on either side of the buffet. And while I have enjoyed this detail in the past, I'm trying to update my piece and make it look a little more modern and streamlined. So these beauties have to go. So I got a chisel and I chiseled them off. They're just glued on, so they popped off fairly easily. And as a replacement, I got some 1x4s and I cut those down to size with my miter saw. Then I got some decorative trim. This is a thinner trim, and I cut those down to size as well. Then I got my nail gun and I nailed the 1x4s into place. And then for the thinner trim, what I'm gonna do is use some liquid nails. Because I cut those pieces to fit in there really tight, they stay in place anyways, so adding the liquid nails will adhere it tightly to the buffet, but I also did not want to put any nail holes in this trim because then I would have had to fill it with wood putty, and I didn't want to do that. So the liquid nails is perfect for adhering these pieces together. And then finally, I took some caulk and I caulked along the edges of the pieces of trim. Now it's time to wash the whole thing down. We want it clean before we paint it. So I got some crud cutter and I wiped down the buffet itself and also all of the drawers. Now it's time to paint it. So I made a makeshift paint shop out in my garage with some tarps, and then I got some polar bear cabinet paint and my paint sprayer. I love using a paint sprayer. I think it gives your piece a professional look. So I did 4 coats of paint on the buffet and 4 coats of paint on the drawer fronts. And painting it white makes it look already a million times better than that dark stain. To update it even further, I'm going to swap out the knobs. Before they were these big, round, chunky knobs. I thought they were too big for the particular drawers. And I also wanted to update them into a more modern style. So what I did was I headed over to Hobby Lobby, and luckily for me, all of the knobs and the pulls were 50% off. I found this rectangular marble knob that has some gold detail to it. So pretty. They were originally $7 a piece, but luckily for me, they were half off, so $3.50 was the cost, which was great because I needed 11 of them. So we're keeping costs down by buying things on sale. And then I just added these knobs straight onto the front of the doors. The hardware makes this piece feel so luxurious. The white marble is a high-end material. It goes along with our color scheme in this room, as well as the gold accents match perfectly with all the other gold in this space. So now we're finished. Are you ready for the big reveal? Well, here it is. I love the way that this looks now. It is so light and bright. It's much more modern because we added streamlined details like the new trim and the knobs. The white paint color brightens up the space now. It doesn't feel dark and heavy like it did before. It's a light, bright piece that makes this room feel so much larger. This piece definitely needed a makeover. It's done its duty for 10 years, but now with a more modern transformation, I'll be able to use it for the next 10 years. We also transformed this very affordably. All we did was spend money on the paint and on the new hardware. So by repurposing an old piece, we are able to save money, update our space, and make it look so much more luxurious. I have a very dear friend that many of you know that has the exact same buffet that I do. So I thought it was a great decision to bring her in and get her reaction when she sees my newly updated one. Come on. Oh, look who it is. It's Natalie. Hi, everybody.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
This looks amazing. It's like so much more like contemporary looking.
Right?
And not rustic. I love what you did here.
The
with
trim,
the trim.
right?
And then these knobs, where did you get these?
I got those at Hobby Lobby.
Dude, they're awesome.
Crazy, right?
It looks
That's the good
completely different.
I know.
It makes me want to go home and do mine.
You've got enough projects going on.
I know. I'm not going to be doing it, but no, it's really inspiring. I love it.
I love using neutral drapes in my rooms. The reason why is again because they are so timeless and so classic, but they bring a light, bright feeling to a space. And by using a neutral drape, it will be able to enhance any other color that you have in the space. It will just kind of disappear, which is what we want it to do. Neutral drapes offer a classic, elegant look that can last for years. I've opted to go with some light tan drapes in the majority of my spaces. And the reason why I do that is so that it creates a peaceful and relaxing ambiance. These neutral drapes create a comfortable and serene atmosphere. What you can do with neutral drapes is use different types of textures. I have some linen drapes and I also have some velvet drapes. The different fabrics that you can choose for drapes is how you can put your stamp on a neutral piece. You can get some shiny silk du peony drapes that give your space an elegant look. You can choose a cotton drape that will give you a more casual look. So you can choose neutral drapes, but you can still give it personality by using different textures on your drapes. Another way that you can make your home look expensive is by bringing in natural light. Super simple, right? All you need to do, pull back those drapes, pull up the blinds, let that natural light come in. I know that you've all been to homes that are flooded with natural light, and it has such a warm feel to it. It looks expensive because everything is well lit. The natural light creates an open, airy ambiance. A well-lit room with natural light can make even the smallest space look bigger and more spacious. And also, having natural light in your space can boost your mood and energy. So that's one benefit. Besides having a beautiful design sense, we always want more energy, right? We want to boost our mood and be happier. So bring in that natural light as much as you can. If you're not able to add natural light to your space, you can brighten things up by swapping out a light fixture to a brighter one. You can add some floor lamps or some table lamps to brighten up a space as well. So there are ways to make your home light and bright. Adding texture to rooms by layering luxurious materials is a great way to give yourself a high-end look. For instance, you can get some luxurious throws or some beautiful pillows with some gorgeous designs on it and layer them on top of each other. I have a throw on my couch and I've got all kinds of pillows that I put over the top. So I have soft materials that look warm and inviting. You can also do this with wood. You can get wood trays and you can add them on top of your ottoman. You can add them on top of your table. Right over here, I have some vignettes that I have layered with all kinds of different materials. I have a marble tray at the bottom. I've got some ginger jars and I have some metal acanthus leaves. By layering these different materials, it gives you a more luxurious feel. By layering textures, you can tie together different elements in a room, such as furniture, textiles, and accessories. It creates a cohesive and intentional look. Now, speaking of all these accessories, let's talk about how you can swap out your old dated accessories for some modern, timeless, sophisticated pieces. What I love to use are ginger jars and natural elements, florals. Timeless decor pieces have classic designs, which means that they will not go out of style, and they can be used in a variety of different settings and color schemes. Timeless decor can give your home a sense of sophistication, which in turn makes it feel so much more luxurious and polished, which can elevate the overall aesthetic of your home. Another tip I'm going to give you is go big when it comes to accessories. Get some big pieces that make a statement. It's better to have large pieces and fewer of them than to have a whole bunch of small pieces that can get lost or look disheveled. So get some big pieces that make a statement when it comes to accessories. Swapping out cheap accessories for timeless home decor is a great way to add value to your home and create a more elegant and refined look that will stand the test of time. I would recommend choosing some neutral, high quality bedding for several reasons. You want your room to feel comfortable, warm, and cozy when you walk in. Neutral bedding creates a calming and cohesive look in the bedroom. A neutral color palette creates a sense of tranquility and can also make a room feel more relaxing, which is beneficial for promoting a good night's sleep, which is what we're all trying to achieve, right? So get some neutral bedding and pair it with a variety of different decor styles. You can choose some bright pops of colors when it comes to your pillows. You can choose a different color throw. So you can incorporate color, but I would just stick to neutral bedding like your duvet, your bedspread, the majority of your shams, and then add pops of color here and there if you want to add those pops of color. I love using just neutrals. I like creams, tans, whites, and the colors together look sophisticated. They look classic, timeless, just what we're trying to achieve in our home. Here is an interior design trend for 2023, and that is to mix and match metals. Blending different metal finishes such as brass and nickel to create a layered, sophisticated look is what's in right now. Using different metals can create depth, visual interest, and a sense of dimensionality to a room. Combining different metal finishes in home decor can also bring a sense of richness and warmth to a space. You can have accessories next to each other that are all different kinds of metal types. Those look beautiful. I have a more antique light fixture in my dining room, and I have gold fixtures in my living room. They still go together because they have that same traditional lines, but because they are different finishes, it makes your space look like it's unique, like it's custom. Mixing and matching metals is a great way to make your home look expensive because you're giving yourself a custom look, a look that not many other people have. When you're looking at buying large pieces of furniture, try and keep it neutral. The reason why we want to do that is if you buy a large piece of furniture, you're going to obviously spend a lot of money, so you're going to want that piece to last. As we know, designs come and go, but if you buy something that is neutral, you'll be able to have it fit in with each of the changing styles. You can dress up or dress down pieces of neutral furniture. You can get bold pops of color with pillows and throws. You're also going to want to choose a classic design that will not go out of style. Choosing something that has clean lines or a minimalist feel. Here's another interior design trend for 2023. Curved furniture is in, so round ottomans, round tables, those beautiful curved lines are what's popular this year. The round edges add softness and flow to a space. Another way that you can make your home look luxurious is by adding some architectural details to your home. Now, typically this would be a very expensive thing to do, but you can buy trim at Lowe's and Home Depot so affordably. I've been able to add some decorative trim to my bedroom and to my dining room. You can buy pre-cut pieces nowadays where all you need to do is just peel off the back and stick it on the wall. Adding these architectural details make your space look custom and so unique. If you really want to splurge, you can add some wainscoting or some columns for a more dramatic effect. It makes your home look luxurious, high-end, expensive because it is unique and special and custom to you and your home. Hopefully you'll be able to incorporate one of these into your space to make it feel more luxurious. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe so I can share this with you. Thank you so much for watching.